Hello my dear students, once again welcome back to your online class. So in today's video, we'll be learning the last chapter of your chemistry syllabus, that is the carbon and its compound. Now why is it important for us to learn about carbon is because unlike all other elements, the carbon, it has some of the special properties, like the carbon, its atomic number is 6. So if I draw the atom of a carbon, so I have in the inner electron it has 2 electrons, and in the last cell it has 1, 2, 3 and 4 electrons. And we have already studied in many other chapters that the atoms are stable only if it has 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. But here in this case, the carbon, it has exactly the half of it, 4. So that's why the carbon can neither gain an electron nor it can lose an electron, because it has to gain 4 electrons to be stable, or it has to lose 4 electrons to be stable. So thus it cannot gain or lose an electron to be stable, but rather what does it do? It forms a 4 covalent bond to attend a inert gas configuration. So that's why the carbon is of great importance in chemistry. Now coming to some of the occurrence of carbon. So we see most of the carbon, it occurs both in free state as well as in a combined state. So in the free state, it occurs in the form of coals, graphite, diamond. So all of them, they are a form of carbon, and it exists or it occurs in a free state. In the free state, in the sense, it means that only carbon, okay, like carbon atom, if it is alone, then it's known as a free state. And in combined state, it is found in most of the organic substances like methane gas, CH4. So here the carbon is combined with the hydrogen. Like sugar, C6H12O6. In this also we have carbon. So the carbon occurs mostly in a combined also and as well as in a free state. So now if you look into a book, you will see that these carbon compounds, not carbon compounds, all the compounds, they are basically classified into 2 types. One is known as the organic, and the inorganic compound. Okay, so the organic compound basically it refers to the study of the compound that contains carbon in them, and in inorganic it may or may not contain carbon. So organic means it pertains to life, that means the thing, any substances that comes either from the plants or the animals, they are known as organic compound, and it must contain carbon atom in them. And inorganic means they are the mineral compound that we obtain from the minerals. They may or may not contain carbon atoms in them. So the compounds are classified as a organic and inorganic compounds. So you can see it in your book. Now coming to the detailed study about the carbon. So we see the carbon basically is divided into 2 classes. One is known as the crystalline form and the another one is the amorphous form. And in a crystalline form, the carbon, it's again classified into 3 types. It is the Buckminster Fullerenes, then the diamond and the graphite. And in the amorphous side, if you see, the carbon is classified as a charcoal and a coal. Now what is a charcoal? The charcoal is the one that is obtained by burning. If it is obtained by burning wood, then it is known as a wood charcoal. If it is obtained by burning sugar, it's known as a sugar charcoal. And if it is obtained by burning a bone, it's known as a bone charcoal. And whereas the coal, it can be classified as a coke and a lamp. You can see this in this chart as well. So now coming to the detailed study about the crystalline form of carbon, about the diamond. Okay, so diamond is the purest form of the carbon, and also the diamond is the strongest structure available naturally. It is because of the structure of the diamond. All the molecules in the diamond, they are arranged in a specific manner, which is known as a tetrahedral manner. Tetrahedral means it will be arranged in this way. Okay, so one of the carbon atom here, the other here, the other here, another here, and the last one being here. It just looks like a leg of a hen. Okay, so this structure is known as a tetrahedron structure. So because of which the carbon is the hardest substances known. So if you go into the physical properties of the diamond, the diamond is the purest and most dense form of the carbon. The diamond is also hard, it is transparent, and it has its own brilliance, and it is also the hardest substance is known. And coming to the uses of diamond, we know that the diamond is very precious. They are used in jewelries, and it's also used for making like many of the, what do we call that, in the device, okay, which is used for cutting the marbles, or which are used for cutting the glasses as well. So the next crystalline form is the graphite. Okay, we are very well known with the graphite. The graphite is the one that we use in our pencil as a leads. Okay, so the graphite is another crystalline form of carbon. But in this, the molecules are arranged in such a way that they sleep on top of one another. So that's why when we write on a page, okay, with the help of the pencil, so what happens, the first layer of the graphite of a carbon molecule, it slides, okay, and then it leaves a mark on the paper. So physical property, the graphite is not as hard as diamond. It can be said that the graphite is soft, it leaves a mark on the paper, its melting point is very high, and many more, which you can learn in details from your book. So uses of graphite, also it's used as a electrodes, okay, in a moderators, in a pigments, and in electrotype. So basically you can learn the difference between a diamond and a graphite given in your book in the form of table. So now another form of carbon is known as fullerenes. Okay, so fullerenes is a special type of carbon in which all the molecules, they are arranged in a hexagonal or a pentagonal manner. Okay, so each of the fullerenes molecule, it may consist of around 20, 36, 60, 70 or 84 carbon molecules. So what will you do? You will just study the properties and the uses of the diamond, graphite and the fullerenes. So as I have already said you, the diamond is also classified, not diamond, sorry, the carbon. It also exists in the amorphous form, which are the coke and the charcoal. Okay, so as I already mentioned earlier, so the charcoals, they can be classified into three types: the wood charcoal, the bone charcoal and the sugar charcoal. And the preparation of each of the kind is given in a book. So please go through them in details. It is very important from the examination point of view. So now another important substance is a carbon dioxide. Okay, we are very familiar with this gas, the carbon dioxide, is because without carbon dioxide, the plant, they cannot prepare their food in the presence of sunlight, which is the process of photosynthesis. So if the plant, they stops preparing food for themselves, then they will stop generating oxygen as well. So the life on earth would not have been possible if the carbon dioxide wasn't there, because without carbon dioxide, the plant cannot sustain, and without plant, all the humans, all the, not just the human, all the form of life on the earth, they cannot sustain. So you go through the laboratory preparation of carbon dioxide, you go through the reactions as well. Like the reaction is the sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3. Na2CO3. When the sodium carbonate, it is treated with a hydrochloric acid, HCl. So we get a sodium chloride, which is a salt, and then we obtain a water and as well as a carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so this is how we can produce a carbon dioxide in our laboratories. So you may also learn the physical properties and the uses of carbon dioxide, which is given in details in your textbook. Another gas we know is a carbon monoxide gas. But unlike carbon dioxide, the carbon monoxide is harmful in nature, because our blood contains a pigment known as a hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin, it helps in the transportation of oxygen. But if you carry out, like if you breathe in the presence of carbon monoxide, then instead of forming a oxyhemoglobin, the carbon monoxide will mix up with the pigment of our blood, that is the hemoglobin, to form a carboxyhemoglobin. And as a result, what happens? Our cell will have to respire in the deficiency of oxygen, and then we may cause suffocation, and then it may be fatal as well. But there are uses of carbon monoxide which is used industrially to prepare a water gas, which you may learn in your, which is given in details in a book. Like the carbon monoxide is used to produce a producer gas, which is a mixture of carbon monoxide and the nitrogen gas. It's also used to produce a water gas, that is the mixture of carbon monoxide and a hydrogen gas. Okay, so you may learn the uses of carbon monoxide as well. Then we have the harmful effect of the carbon monoxide when inhaled, which I already told you. So this is all what is in this last chapter of your chemistry textbook. So very easy and simple chapter. So go through your book in details once again, and if you have any queries, you are always free to ask me in my WhatsApp number.